All right, Aquarius, welcome to your weekly horoscope for January 26th through February 1st. My name is Athen. All right, so we have a continued emphasis on your 12th house of spirituality, behind the scenes activities. You have Mercury retrograde there. You also have the sun in that 12th house illuminating this part of your chart. So you guys are understanding a lot about your inner self, your spiritual self with the sun there, and expressing that part of yourself too. And with Mercury retrograde, there's learning through that whole process and experience, maybe through spending some time alone, working behind the scenes. There's a lot of information being learned in this process. So you want to continue to do that this week. Now, in terms of that first house, you've got Venus and Mars there as well. So lots of this sort of probably feeling very good with Venus over that, just recently over that ascendant in your first house, especially for you early Aquarians. Feeling good, feeling vibrant, and connecting. You know, this is a relationship part of the chart too, which is about connecting to people and having relationships because you enjoy them, because you enjoy that process. Mars there, definitely motivated by your goals and ambitions. You want to continue to put energy into whatever goals you have right now at the moment. But let's go ahead and start with the beginning of the week. It starts off with the moon in its first quarter phase and then starting to fill up. So definitely an energetic week, and we're going to notice the energy building as the week progresses. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, we have the first aspect, which is this Mercury retrograde, going back over this position that he was at last week in your chart, which was sextiling up to Uranus and trining up to the North Node. So very positive aspect here. And like I've been saying, if you're putting in this sort of energy into your 12th house right now in terms of learning about it and treating it as this learning experience, learning more about yourself here, definitely a positive time Tuesday and Wednesday to do that, because this can be very exciting. Some new ideas can come to you with Uranus, and it's overall assisting you in your life path right now with the trine up to the North Node. So your life path right now is in that 8th house with the North Node. So your whole year is about you getting deeper with yourself and understanding more about who you are on the very deep spiritual level, you might say, and opening up too in your relationships in that deep way also. So this is facilitating that, and it's probably from understanding more about your spiritual nature, you see. So just focus on that, learning about those 12th house things, and it'll all flow very nicely. Now, Thursday and Friday, things start to shift a little bit. We've got Venus squaring up to Saturn. Now, the energies are starting to get higher right now, too. But in terms of this Venus squaring up to Saturn, you guys have had Saturn in your 10th house, which is perhaps taking the work and the career stuff seriously right now at the moment. Squaring up to Venus in your first is maybe the fun and enjoyment you're having in life. So just taking that disciplined approach, I feel, in terms of whatever it is you're working on in that work sector with your your enjoyment, and just seeing that you can have enjoyment in your life when you take that disciplined approach to things. That's all it is. Finding the balance between the self and enjoyment with the work or whatever it is you're doing on the public level there. And this is in terms of your relationships too, seeing the humanness of the relationships that you're in, and having that grounded approach to all of your relationships as well, that mature, grounded approach, which is the same energy of what you guys are learning in your work right now at the moment anyways. So implementing that into what you might call the personal side of life as well. Now, on Thursday and Friday also, we've got Mars sextiling up to Pluto. That Mars in your first house, lots of energy and drive with your goals, definitely a possibility. And with this energy filling up of this whole lunar cycle, it's putting in energy with these goals and ambitions. Definitely the week to do it, especially later part of the week. You'll find a good flow, and you'll also find a lot of energy to be used as you start to sort of go through the motions of it with Pluto. Now, Mercury is going to go over the sun in your 12th house here on Friday, so definitely an illumination. For you with the 12th house, you definitely want to pay attention around this Friday time period in terms of maybe it's a good time for you to have that meditation, that peace, that R&R, because there can definitely be some insights coming to you around this time involving these 12th house things that you're learning about. But in either case, it's letting that passion out with your spirituality, expressing your spirituality, what's important to you also in that sense. And this is a Friday time of really things flowing for you in that direction, where you can really let that passion out through your communications in many ways and learn a lot, like I've been saying. Now, Saturday and Sunday, we've got Mars conjunct over Chiron, definitely some healing. You guys have had Neptune and Chiron in your first house, a little bit unsure about self, a little bit working through some unknowingness and insecurities perhaps regarding self. With Mars going over here, it's feeling a confidence boost when you put in the energy of your goals and ambitions. You want to channel that Mars energy. You want to utilize it. It is this mixed bag because it's like on one hand you have all this spiritual behind the scenes stuff going on, but then you also have all this first house stuff with energy. So it's finding the middle ground. But in either case, putting energy into your goals, whether it's even just reflective energy and setting goals, setting intentions, you're going to feel that very healing over the weekend. Now the sun's going to be trining up to the north node, so definitely some passion and energy involved with your spirituality over the weekend. Definitely wanting to and the ability to connect to things on a very deep level as well. Not to mention the fact that Venus is going over Neptune in your first house on Saturday and Sunday, which is this very compassionate energy connecting to self. So it would be a good time to just connect to self in many ways. But if you are, it's a good weekend to also be amongst friends and socialize a little bit too, because it's this compassionate energy, and allowing that to come out and sharing it with others is a good way to sort of invoke it. All right, Aquarius, well, I hope you guys have a great week. I want to thank you all very much for all of your support, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.